year. However, I have an agreement with my neighbor over here that I'm going to get her leaves this year. And I use her leaves and leaves around yours. They all actually end up here in my compost. So we're going to be filling this out. I had so many leaves last year that I had in this entire extra set, which was like 20 by 4, 20 by 6 by about 4 high, full of leaves last year, which is great. Just made everything better. So got a hold of my neighbor Crossway here, and I was like, yo, can I get your leaves too? So she has been kind enough to say, yes, I can get them as they are, as she's organizing them. So she's got a set of them set up right now, and we're going to go over and get after it. So those that don't know, my name's Ryan. I'm a business coach, but I spend half my time on this channel doing garden stuff, in and out around the yard, just taking care of things. And that's what we're doing here today. Come here live on YouTube on shorts during the summer months, and then during the winter into the spring, we're in my greenhouses. We're getting ready for the garden here. As you can see, there's my garden over here. Lots of goodness going on. Obviously, it's towards the end. I'm letting all my plants here kind of just die back and let my chickens really run amok here. You know, I still got stuff that's growing that I'm still, chomping on. I've got celery that's up. Pumpkins are doing their things. I've still got my basil, it's gone to seed. So, it's all those things. But the mission for today is to work on getting these leaves. And as you can see here, like my marigolds are still going strong. I need them to, obviously die off and go to seed so we can have that taken care of. So, but anyways, yeah, so we're gonna just off doing some yard work today with some leaves. Getting some leaves for my compost. Should be a good time. So hopefully everybody's having a good day today. Things here are going pretty well. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna start in this section here. I'm gonna rake these guys up, and then we'll work on, just got another pile of them over yonder. So just wanna make sure that we're staying on top of these. I don't want her having these sitting in her yard if, she's been kind enough to give them to me where they're not getting used up. So anyways, we're just raking today, guys. Raking, organizing, taking care of stuff. So hopefully, this is the content that you guys came to YouTube for. But anyways, we're just going to be loading up this tarp with leaves and then dragging it over as we fill it up. That's the plan. So let's see how we do here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Good to see everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, this is going to be the one aspect that's going to be a little tough with this, is just getting the leaves started here. It's always the same every year when I do this. It's just getting the first batch of leaves on here. Kind of help weigh this guy down a little bit. Which is what we're working on. There we go. Spread this out a little bit. Now I have a mower and a mower attachment that I can come through and, mow on, like on my yard and my other neighbor's yard, and just mow this up and bag it at the same time. But in this case, I don't necessarily want to do that. Because I have neighbors who are sleeping right now, and I don't really want to wake them up. They're shift workers, and, just trying to be a good neighbor and whatnot, you know what I mean? So, looks pretty good there. Again, no rush on this, not in a hurry. We also don't worry about things. If it doesn't necessarily look like it's going all that well, that's fine, because it's just leaves. If we mess anything up, ladies and gentlemen, guess what we can do? Just rake them back up again. So we don't worry about those things. But hopefully everybody's having a good day today. You've had a good week. What, Wednesday? Right? Wednesday? Wednesday in the chat? Yeah, Wednesday. For my friends that are on the other side of the date line, hopefully Thursday is awesome for you. I saw a couple Korean letters in there. Hopefully you're doing well. But so all of these leaves that we are collecting here are going to be for my compost pile that we have. So what do we got here? Oh yeah, oh no, my day's been great. Been really good. Met with some clients, got some client work done. I'm a business coach by trade, which gives me the time to be able to do stuff like this, in between working with my clients. Like here, schedule my time around this. So it's been really good. Plus it's just gorgeous out. I mean, I think it's like 75 out, perfect weather. You can't beat it. You know what I mean? To be able to hear from my compost. All right, so let's get this up. So we're gonna drag this over here in a second. You guys get to come with me, my compost bin and stuff too. So, oh, thank you. Oh man, hopefully y'all enjoying it. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up in the, give me a like, and if you can share, comment, etc. We love hearing about it. Just helps the algorithm, helps me out with everything. So anything you can do, we definitely appreciate. Yeah, it's just a different, one of the more different live streams here. I mean, yard work seems people like to watch it for some reason. I've never really figured that out. I get the pressure washing, some of the other stuff, but when it comes to this other aspect, these ones are a little weird. So we're gonna go for a quick walk here. I'm gonna turn you guys around. Actually, let you guys come with me this way. Like, it's a really simple process here. You can see, we're just gonna drag them over. It'll take all 30 seconds to walk them over, and then we're gonna load them up. So again, this is all for my compost. I get 2-3 houses worth of leaves that I pile up and save up and let them just kind of do their thing over the winter real quick. And they all end up in my garden here, the compost, providing all the goodness for that area. So how's the connection, guys? I've got a new basically I've got a new Wi-Fi for the outdoors here. Trying to make sure my Wi-Fi connection is a little bit better. Last little bit it hasn't been the greatest. So spend a little money to make sure you guys are getting better video of me. Not that it was terrible. It's just the little things. All right, so a couple other stuff here. So this is from the veggie stand. I don't know if you guys saw any of the work we had in the veggie stand. We were selling, I think, almost 30 bushels, a little over 30 bushels worth of stuff came out of the garden this year. So that was pretty cool. And then I've got from my coffee shop, got our coffee grounds also going to be for compost this year, which is great. That's, technically more brown matter I need to have. So let me set this up over here so you guys can catch the action while I'm doing my thing with the leaves. So lots of movement in today's stream, guys. So I'm gonna do my best to try to not make it be a terrible experience for y'all, but I think there's only so much I can do if I wanna. Oh man, get out of here, you. Come on, guys, don't block the stream. There we go. All right, so again, got the leaves from my neighbor. The goal here is simply just gather them up, move them over, and then what I'm gonna do, pile them up here. Okay, and just gonna keep piling them up there. Like I said, last year, I had them up to yay. They were almost 5 foot high with everything. So yeah, that was pretty considerable. And again, it ends up being compost in all these areas here. So I put almost all my compost out in my garden. I've got another round that I have to put out here once the remainder of my, my stuff dies off here. You can see one of my chickens right there, living their best life, scratching everything up in the garden. But like I said, I've still got a couple pumpkins that still need to mature a little bit more. I've got my artichokes. They still got to go through a little bit of stuff. And then, oh, one of my chickens left me a random egg. Oh, I love that about chickens. It's just, surprise eggs randomly across the board. And I got another one. But anywho, that's the idea. Once I get all the compost squared away, that's mature, then I can start working on the next set. Because we've got another, I'd probably say I got another 3 rounds of mowing left for the season. Maybe 4 if the weather behaves. So there's going to be ample opportunity for, let's see, how's that look? Am I in the, bring it back here just a little bit more. Right there? There we go. So we are just gonna do just like we did last time. Let's get these guys out here and fill them up. Nothing like some solid leaf work here, folks. But yeah, so I talked to my neighbor about this, and she typically will run it across the way here. Just put it in the field across the street. When, that's fine, but heck, if I can put it to use in my garden, I'd rather take it this way. Again, for those that don't know, like when you're making compost, you have to. You've got to have like equal parts between like green matter and brown matter. Not equal, it's actually, I usually say try to do about 10 to 1 brown matter to green matter to make sure that it's a good healthy mix. And that it has all of the nutrients that the aerobic bacteria in compost needs in order to thrive. Okay, so you got your carbon, your nitrogen, and the other goodies that have to be there and in place. And you get that by making sure you've got enough leaves, enough green matter, et cetera, et cetera. So it's good stuff. All right, got my moderator doing his thing. Appreciate that. Never ceases to amaze me how you can do a simple stream on raking leaves and you're still going to have some bonehead come in and say something silly. Hey, come on, guys. Save your silliness for something else. But regardless, we don't let that bother us. So hopefully everybody's... So are all of you enjoying the same awesome weather that we've been getting here? We've just been, again, to use the phrase, blessed with some phenomenal weather here. I just can't get over how great this weather has been here, considering we had some of the, we had massive drought and then forever. But this spring, all it did was rain. And then we just had a drought for most of the year. And now we went through another phase of a week and a half of just, nothing but rain. And then we're back to this, which is more awesome weather. But it's technically, we're still in drought mode. So I got a bunch of stuff I got to burn. I can't do it because there's just, I just worry too much about any, fires breaking out, et cetera, et cetera. So. What do we got here? What do you got here? And how I will plant. Say it again. So say it again, Dragos. I guess I don't understand your question. If you don't mind. Is there anything else in there? No. So upcoming on the stream here Just for those who aren't subscribers, again, just keep in mind, if you're going to subscribe to me, you're also going to get business videos too, just FYI. So don't be surprised you see my face doing those as well. But for the garden stuff, we're going to be back in the greenhouse. I've got some lettuce that I started. It's still too warm for me to be getting too much stuff going in there. And that has to do more with, I mean, because when the sun comes out, it's 120 degrees in the greenhouse right now. We don't want to have that. So I've got every single vent open. And it's just too much to manage. But as it's cooling off here, we'll be in the greenhouse more. And I've got tons of things we're going to be starting for into the fall and over the winter as well. So like that'll be dope once we have that going. All right, so you guys have already been through for one trip. So we're going to try to do this all together here. We'll do this last bit. Again, we're over here with my neighbors. Not sure about that, but we'll just call that good. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Look at that. Doing some damage here, boys. All right. But that smells good over there, too. I've been dumping all my coffee grounds from the coffee shop over there as well. So it smells like wonderful coffee, just happiness going on. So, oh, what do they got going on here? What is that? Anyone recognize what that plant is? It's just been surprise plant after surprise plant. Let me just see real quick. I gotta check. I got a message I gotta look at real quick, guys. I apologize. Do we got anything here? Sorry, I just got a note from someone. Send. Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, back at it. What these guys? These chickens are just cracking me up. Sorry, my chickens are just having an absolute blast in the garden. Like they got all this space to roam around, and they really enjoy the where my sunflowers are because they get all sorts of cover. But you know, sunflowers are also snacks for them to go. So as the I've got goldfinches and some other birds that are over there, you know, cleaning the house basically, and they're dumping seeds everywhere. So the chickens, they just sit at the base of it and are just like, give us seeds, let's go. So, all right, let's get on the next spot here. Again, truth in advertising with my thumbnail and title today, folks. We're doing leaves for compost. That's the extent. This is the scintillating content that a middle-aged Midwesterner provides for his subs. So again, hopefully I earn your subscriptions, guys. But we're gonna have some great stuff coming out here. I'm really excited for what we're gonna have in the greenhouse. It is gonna be fun this year. I've got more lighting, and it's my last year with my greenhouse of this size. I think I'm gonna expand my greenhouse next year, make it bigger. Because became apparent when I had my vegetable stand that there's a market out here, an underserved market for fresh produce and actually access to plants. Everyone who came by, you know, to see what I was doing was excited for the opportunity to have either, you know, plants like tomato plants, cucumbers, and flowers as well. So, because I grow flowers in preparation for the year. So I think, well, the plan is, so this year is going to be lots of flowers, lots of, you know, young plant starts. And, you know, I do those by donation only. So rather than sell them, it's free, but leave a donation if you want to grab some, so we can see if what we can do to help people get be more. This is my UPS guy. See if we can do what we can do to close and eliminate the food desert we got going on here in my area. I'm in a really rural part of Michigan, like middle of nowhere Michigan, and there's a lot of folks that struggle with access to fresh foods, fruits and vegetables. So if I can help close that by giving out some vegetables plant young plants that they can grow their own, then that's a W as far as I'm concerned. That's just my 2 cents. And it doesn't take much. I'm already in there growing stuff for myself, so like it's not a huge deal to then bring it over and add everybody else, the other folks in. So all right, let's do this last bit here, and then we've got one more section across the way here that I kind of got to get swept up. So you guys get to see me do a little bit more raking, a little bit of organizing. Let's get you guys closer here. You guys are so far away. So far away, guys. Come on. Come hang out. Come on, hang out with all the cool kids, man. Here we go. Okay. But anyways, yeah, it's one of the biggest worries and concerns that I have, like for my area, is folks not having access to fresh vegetables on a consistent basis. And it's actually really high on my list of things to work on. I've worked with the food bank, local food club, to get some stuff squared away to help get more donors. I've been working with the local municipalities on growing more stuff. I'm probably going to partner with their local high school to see what we can do in the greenhouse. They have one, to help them kind of get that thing up and running, to provide more fruits and vegetables, or more vegetables per se, for folks that may want to take it home to share with their family, or even just to give out to the local community. See what that looks like. All right, so we're going to empty this one off, and we're going to come back and hit across the way here, because we got this whole other section just over there where she has put some leaves. I'm not trying to like break her whole yard. She's kind of lined up the stuff that she wants gone. At least that's what I'm assuming. We didn't really talk about it other than like a 5-minute, hey, I'm going to come and steal your leaves at some point. You pile them up and I'll take care of the rest. So yeah, she's done a good job of that. So we'll take care of that. But this is, man, what a good day today. Working up a minor sweat, a little minor sweat going. Got a little sunshine. We're getting overcast though, too. Not sure what that's all about, because we don't have any like storms in the area, but is what it is. Oh, man, it's good to see all my coneflowers did well this year. You can see these guys in my, right here, this is echinacea. It's a type of coneflower. What I like about it though, is when they get to a certain point, right, you get all their seeds, which is what we want. One, I leave these out during the winter, right? I'll leave all these coneflowers out, let them die off and go to seed. Not so I can get the seeds per se, although there's tons of them, as you can see. There, see all them? It's more so that it's for the birds. Gives the birds something to eat. And that's of the things that I try to stay on top of, is making sure that my birds, all my songbirds that I have in the area, that they have plenty to eat. And that's important. For those just joining, see, we've been a little busy here. It's been a good start. All right. We're gonna get this next one. Sorry for the staticky noise. Can't really do much about the rustling here, folks. We're just gonna dump this right there. Cool. Now we're gonna, when we're done, like piling this, we're just gonna throw some, I've got some spare wood around here, lumber. We're just gonna toss on top. Doesn't have to be great. It doesn't go anywhere. So then what that's gonna do is simply just soak up when the rain does come, it'll get wet, compressed down, and it won't go anywhere. Been doing this for a few years now, but you can see all my cherry tomatoes, they're looking really good. Came out nice. So I've got a few of these guys that are left doing their thing. Heck yeah. I'm telling you. Ain't nothing better than growing your own stuff. Oh, this is the other thing. Show you guys this real quick. So my lavender needs to be harvested again. It's a little bit behind on it. As you can see, I trimmed it off once, which got me some more growth, which is great. See this right here? These guys are going good. And oh, it smells so good. Wish you guys smell-o-vision could smell that. They smell so good. But I've got like 2 mason jars already full, and I probably need to get one more just to make sure that those are saved and, available. But, all right, so we're gonna get our last little bit here that we currently have of leaves. So we'll be finished up over here. It's a great day out, guys. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. I mean, end of the day, try to be truth in advertising. We're raking leaves and, putting it in the compost. So we shall see. Okay, put this here, and then I think what we'll do is plant you guys right here. This should be just about where we need to be. Yeah. Cool. Cool for summer here. Okay, the wind's picking up a little bit. We're gonna give it a second. All right. Just be fast. All right, there we go. That ain't going anywhere now. Take the sticks with me. All right, might as well grab what I can while I'm here. Oh man. But these trees are going to be shedding leaves for the next couple weeks. I'm not too worried about, obviously this being sparkling because we're going to add more. But she's got them piled up, so let me get them out of here. I do appreciate her letting me have these leaves. Like I said, these are going to go to good use. Like every bit of these are going to end up in my garden. So that is okay by me. And it's not a lot of exercise, but a little bit of work. Didn't really want to run today. I got to run tomorrow. Gonna probably do 9 miles tomorrow. So today really should just be a light day. All right. All right, I got room for some more on there, so I might as well gather up a little bit more, right? Why not? All right. Let's pull this guy back. Do this last little bit here. There we go. There we go. That should get us through for a little bit here. It's that simple, folks. A lot of folks overthink doing, a lot of folks overthink doing leaves and what it takes, when in reality, all you really got to do is just have a plan. I'm going to say my plan's pretty simple. Take my time, built the tarp, and don't rush. And that is that. Good stuff today, guys. Nice, easy stream. Cleaned up a few leaves. Got it under control. Show you guys one of my sunflowers here. It's I think it's a 12-footer. It's one of my larger ones, not the largest I had. I had a 15-footer that the wind got a hold of about a month and a half ago. But look at that guy. Look at that beast. It's huge. Absolutely huge. All right. Continuing on. All right, finish up this last bit and we'll be done for the day, guys. Good stuff. Nice quick stream. Got a little bit of work to do. Easy peasy. There we go. This guy out of there. You. There we go. Cool. We're just going to take this guy here. That's it. Doesn't take much here. Keep these guys in place. Make sure they don't go anywhere. That's going to be plenty. That's enough to make sure that those leaves don't go anywhere. Seems weird, but that's really all it takes. They, just the way that they're designed, leaves are, they interlock and they really don't like to blow around once they're in a spot. So, all right, last little bit of cleanup here. It's got a couple things I got to fold up and then we'll call it a day. So like I was saying, I got a ton of stuff I still got to burn, but it is just too dry out to even think about that right now. Way too dry. Actually, you guys probably want to see what my finished compost actually looks like. I'll grab some for you here. So get this folded and put away. I got one more. These guys here. Let me show you what some of my finished compost look like. You'll see why I expend the energy I do. One, I have a lot of grass, so it just makes sense to compost it. It's wasteful otherwise. So let me pull some compost for you. Some finished stuff here. We'll take a look at it. With the bottom here. So this is not finished, but it's pretty darn close. But you can see this was leaves and grass and everything, where it is basically turned into dirt. It's mud now because it did get rained on and it's been holding on to the moisture. But it's really good stuff. That is what we're building out, and that's what goes in my garden. It's got all the best microbes in it. Like, that's the idea. It's healthy, aerobic microbes that go into your soil. So, all right, folks, that's what I got for today. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. Hopefully I earned your subscription today. Be sure to subscribe if you are interested in watching garden related stuff, but also your business stuff too. That's where I spend a lot of my time. So with that, take care. See you next time.